Hello and welcome to your practice. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary. Today we are going to be exploring a practice called Pratipaksha Bhavana, which translates to opposite emotion. I don't know about you, but when I'm in a position where I'm maybe frustrated or angry or fearful, it's hard for me to come up with the opposite emotion in the moment. But the beautiful thing about yoga is we can use the postures, so we'll be moving in opposite directions today to help our mind come along. So come to your mat, let's get started. We'll begin in a seated position, and we're going to be using a practice of breathing and using mantra. So to begin with, we'll start with bringing our arms up. We'll say, I am. And then as we lean to the left, you could say strong. As you breathe in, I am. And exhale, confident. Breathe in, I can. Breathe in, and then exhale, I'm strong. And then come back to center. And then we'll just do a couple of gentle neck stretches. So take a breath in, I am strong as you exhale. Breathe in, I am confident. Breathe in and exhale, I am courage. So let's come to all fours. And we'll begin by just doing a couple of rounds of cat-cow. But as you're getting into your shape, really press your hands into the earth. So feel yourself pressing the earth, but then feel the force of the earth against your hands. Also on your knees about hip-width distance apart. And then begin as you inhale, shine your chest forward, draw your tailbone up. And then exhale, round your spine, tuck in your tailbone, chin to chest. And then move with your own breath, perhaps using the mantras again, breathing in, I am. Exhaling, I am strong. Breathing in, I am flexible. And one more time, I am. And as you exhale, maybe you can think of your own word that fits you right in this moment. So now come to a neutral spine. Curl your toes, lift your knees off the ground, draw your navel to spine, and then slowly bring your hips up towards the sky, keeping your knees bent to downward dog. Relax your neck, maybe give a yes, no shake. And begin to pedal your heels, so bending one knee and then drawing the opposite heel towards the ground. So in this movement, just finding any areas that might feel creaky or sore, acknowledging those areas, and making a promise to be kind to yourself during your practice today. Now look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. Really straight spine, crown of your head forward, hands on your shins or thighs. Now bend your knees a lot to forward fold. Let your neck relax. Feel the expansion in your spine, letting gravity do the work, bringing space in between each of the vertebrae of your spine. Feel your feet pressing into the earth, feeling that grounding, like you're rooting into the earth. And now, as you keep your feet rooted, we're going to rise up. So feeling the pull of the earth at your feet, but stretching your arms up in the opposite direction. And then bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. So we'll stand in mountain pose just for a moment, feeling that grounding in your feet, slight bend to your knees, draw your shoulders down and back. Now take a breath in, pressing your feet into the earth to rise up. Hinge and forward fold. Tense your fingers. Step your right foot back into low lunge. Shine your heart forward. Now plant your hand. Step your left foot back into downward dog. Breathe in as you come to all fours. Exhale. Sink into child's pose. Press back up to all fours. From here, we're going to bring your right hand forward like you're shaking someone's hand, and then expand your left foot back, pressing the ball of your foot on the mat. So you can stay here stretching, so reaching forward with your arm, reaching backward with your heel of your left foot. You could bring your left leg off the ground. So now feel the opposite pull of your body. So feel the expansion along your spine as you move in opposite directions. And then bring your right hand and left knee down. And then curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. Hinge and fold, bending your knees a lot. Let your neck relax. Now press your feet into the earth and rise up. Arms out and up. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Take a full breath in, grounding your feet into the earth as you rise up, and then hinge and fold, bending your knees, tense your fingers, step your left foot back, shine your heart forward. Now plant your hand, step your right foot back into downward dog. Breathe in, come to all fours. Exhale, sink into child's pose. Press back up into all fours. Now bring your left hand forward, step your right foot back, ball of your foot on the mat. You could stay here or lift your right leg off the ground and begin to expand your spine. So left arm stretching, reaching forward, back, your right leg reaching in the opposite direction. So expanding your body, finding opposites, coaxing your mind to find opposites when you need them. And then place your left arm and right knee down. Curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. Hinge and fold, really bent knees. And then press into the earth as you rise up. Expanding tall. So now with your arms still up, feel your feet pressing into the earth. Draw your fingertips up towards the ceiling, but keep your shoulders down and back. And then bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Take a full deep breath in, arms up and out. Hinge and fold. Tense your fingers. Step your right foot back into low lunge. Now lower your right knee, place your right hand firmly on the mat, and then lift your left arm up to the sky. So feeling the stretch of your arm up, your left arm up, your right knee pressing into the earth. Now place your left hand down, step your left foot back, come into plank. So pressing your hands and the balls of your feet into the earth, stretching your heels towards the back of the room, drawing your navel to your spine. And then place your knees on the ground, and then lower all the way to your belly. Rest your forehead on the mat. Now, as you rise up, draw your shoulders down and back, feeling the sensation of the muscles working in your upper back. You could even lift your hands off the mat. Let your back do all the work. Let your forehead rest on the mat, and then press up first into all fours, then curl your toes on the way to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. Hinge and fold, bent knees, and then press into the earth as you rise up. Once again, stretching your arms high up to the sky, feeling your feet rooted into the earth. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Another full deep breath in, arms out and up, hinge and fold, tense your fingers. Step your left foot back this time, shine your heart. Now let your left knee go to the ground, and then plant your left hand, and then lift your right hand up to the sky. So now, pressing into the sky with your fingers, and pressing the earth into the ground, your knee into the ground, your left knee. Bring your right hand down, and then you're going to step your right foot back into downward dog. And then we're going to breathe in as you come into plank. And then lower your knees and squeeze your sides with your arms as you lower all the way to your belly. Rest your forehead on the mat. Rise up to baby cobra, drawing your shoulders down and back. Or you could press up a little further into cobra, pressing the tops of your feet in the ground. So in this posture, you'll feel sensation in your upper and your lower back. Now lower down, rest your forehead on the mat, and then press up first into all fours, then bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. Hinge and fold. Now bend your knees, and we're going to rise up into chair pose. So chair pose, having most of the weight in your heels. You could even lift your toes off the ground to feel that sensation, and then just gently press your toes into the earth. And then we're going to rise up. So we're going to go into chair a couple of times. So you're going to inhale, take a breath in, and then exhale, sink into chair pose. And then take a breath in, maybe saying, I am. Exhale, strong. Take a breath in, I am. Confident as you sink into chair. Take a breath in, and as you exhale back into chair, I can. Feeling the strength in your legs, maybe feeling a little bit of shaking, feeling the strength, and then coming up. Now come to the wide part of your mat. Bring your feet so that your toes are at about a 45-degree angle, and we're going to bring our arms up. So expanding into star pose, and then we're going to sink to goddess. So now you could have your hands at your sides in cactus, or you could have them on your hips. We're just going to lean our left elbow to left knee, come up, right elbow to right knee, rise up, all the way. So let's do that 2 more times. So sink down, and lean to the left, back to center, right, back to center, and rise up, expand. And one more time, back into cactus. Lean left, back to center, and right, back to center, and expand. And then you can just heel toe your toes together. We'll take a freedom breath here. Bring your arms out and up. And then we'll hinge and fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower all the way to your belly. Rise up to Cobra. Exhale down. Now, press into all fours, curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Now look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands to come to halfway lift. And then hinge and forward fold. And then press into the ground to rise up. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Okay, from here, we're going to get most of your balance on your left foot. Once you have that balance, shoulders back, tall spine, we're going to lift our right knee up and actually kick your right foot forward. And then we're going to pivot into Warrior 3. So this time, stretching arms forward, stretching your right foot back. And I'm having a little bit of trouble balancing. But just ease into it, do what you can. And then we're going to pivot back up. Knee up. Stretch your right foot forward. And then we'll do that one more time. Slow, like you're moving through molasses. I can feel my left foot really working hard. And I'm going to actually be gentle with myself. I'm going to place my right foot down, stretching my arms forward, getting my balance, and then lifting up to Warrior 2, expanding the spine in both directions, and then standing up. Actually, that was Warrior 3. Whew! My brain was working hard in that pose, as was my left ankle. Are you ready for the other side? Let's do it. I am strong. Okay, so this time get most of your weight onto your right foot. Standing up tall, shoulders down and back. Left knee up. Kick your left foot forward. And then we're going to pivot into Warrior 3. Stretching arms one direction, left leg the opposite. And then we're going to come up, take a little rest, bring your left knee up again, finding your balance, kicking forward, and then like you're moving through molasses, back into Warrior 3, finding the pose in a way that you can. Luckily, I have the wall here. I will use the wall to help me. And stretching forward, still having a little trouble. I'm going to place my left foot on the ground and then stretch forward. And then standing up. Whew, we did it. We are strong. Take a breath in, arms out and up. And then hinge and fold. Plant your hands, step into all fours, and then move all the way to your belly. Rest your forehead on the mat. Now we're going to press up into Sphinx Pose. So the tops of your feet will be on the earth, and you'll have you'll be resting on your forearms. You could have your legs a little bit wider if that feels better on your back. So find a placement that feels good to you. And then we're just going to lower down and then rise up. So pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, your forearms, almost, even though your forearms will stay in one space, feel like you're pressing your shoulder blades down and back. So feeling the sensation again in your upper back. And then lower down. And we'll do that one more time. Pressing up. Noticing where your breath is. My breath feels a little bit ragged. I think I'm still feeling the effects of that Warrior 3 pose. So just take a couple of deeper breaths, smoothing out, and then lower down. Now press up into all fours. Come to a seated position first, and then we're going to go onto our backs. So roll onto your backs. Keep your knees up. And then we're going to bring our knees towards chest. Place your hands on your knees. And then take a breath in. And then as you exhale, draw your knees to your chest. And then breathe in, expand. Exhale, knees to chest as you contract. And then inhale, expand. And let's do that one more time. Exhale and inhale. Now we're going to move one more time in both directions. Stretching, actually we'll do it a couple times. So stretching as far as you can with your feet and legs, and then bring your knees to your chest again. Roll into a tiny ball, maybe even bringing your forehead towards your chest. And then inhaling, big expansion, full body stretch. One more time, completely contract into a tiny ball. And then last time, final, big expansion and stretch. So we'll move into our final posture of Shavasana, which could be traditional Shavasana with your arms out toward your sides, your legs in a slight V, or any position where you can find comfort, ease, and stillness for the last bit of our class. So settle into your mat. Feel your back resting into the earth, feeling rooted to the earth. And just do a scan of your body, just noticing if there are any areas that feel tight or tense. And then using your breath to help you bring relaxation into those bodies. So you might start with your shoulders, thinking about if there's tension in your shoulders, take a breath in. And then when you exhale, see if you can let some of that tension go. And then perhaps moving on to your back, noticing if there's any stiffness or tightness, taking a breath in. And then just feeling yourself letting go as you exhale. Maybe your arms, shoulder areas might hold some tension. Take a breath in and then exhale and let go. And then move to your legs. Take a breath in, scan, and then see if you can let go. And finally move to your face, your jaw, your tongue, the space between your brow. Just notice if you're holding any tension. Take a breath in and see if you can let that tension dissolve. So take a moment, just do a full scan, and just practice breathing in and then exhaling any tension that you might have. So now that you're relaxed, you could maybe come back to your mantra. Breathing in, I am. Exhaling, safe. Breathing in, I am. Exhaling, strong. Breathing in, I am. Exhaling, confident. Take a breath in and exhale. I can. Now there's nothing left for you to do. Take a few moments here and just rest in the sensation of feeling what it was like to move your body in opposite directions. And maybe taking a few moments to let that sink in to your mind. And maybe when you're in a situation where it would be helpful to produce an opposite emotion, maybe it will come to you more easily. So take a moment, a couple of moments, to just simply be. Begin to draw awareness back to your breath, perhaps lengthening the time of inhale and exhale, feeling the oxygen and energy coming into your body, maybe feeling some wiggles in your fingers and your toes. And then as you continue to expand your breath, perhaps feeling movement in your arms and your legs. And then when you're ready in your own time, roll onto your side. You could use your arm, your upper arm as a pillow, perhaps drawing your knees to your chest. And just take a moment here in gratitude. Thank yourself for practicing today. Thank yourself for taking the time for a little bit of introspection and for some self-care. When you're ready, you can press yourself up to a seated position. Draw your hands to your heart. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.